When I meet designers, they come and they talk about, sir, I've heard that in the industry when I'll enter, they will showcase my design in the bigger meeting and they will take my credit.
What do you look for when you hire for designers and PMs at Myntra?
I hate when the designer says that I am looking for a work-life balance.
If you promise 30 minutes and if you deliver in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, people are fine.
Yes.
But if you promise 30 minutes and you deliver in 35 minutes, it's a problem.
And then there's a point come about Gen Z versus millennials. Of course, there's a big shift in terms of their mindset, the way they shop, the way they think.
What's the difference?
The initial 5 years of your career, if you're worried about your work-life balance, you are in a big problem.
So Alok, what makes designing for fashion e-commerce more challenging or interesting than other industries?
You know what? More than challenging else is a fun. I myself love fashion a lot. I myself love to kind of match my dresses, match my t-shirt with shoes and kind of stuff. That's why even my family keeps telling me how many shoes you have, how many t-shirts you have.
How many do you have?
Around 120 t-shirts that I was counting some time back because my wife requested me to actually count, and shoes were around some very close to 40 or something.
40,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so
not bad.
And that happens actually because like first you buy t-shirt, then you buy shoes to match, then you buy shoes to match, then you buy t-shirt to match. Somehow that's how this becomes a big.
Engineers are simpler that way. They just buy black t-shirts.
So safe.
And be done with it.
Yeah. In the morning you have not to think about that what to wear. In the morning I think, okay, this shoes, then what t-shirt, something of that sort. Anyways, coming back to my question, yeah, it's challenging, it's fun, it's a great vibe to work for fashion. You love to work for this. But when I talk about the challenges part, looking at India as a audience, very diverse background, very diverse kind of people, very different kind of languages, very different kind of thought process. With the age, your thought process are changing. Think of like people living in tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, very different mindset about buying fashion. Few people have like taken an oath that I'll never buy fashion online. I have to buy fashion, then I'll go to my some store nearby because I want to wear and see and all those stuff, right? The people sitting in tier 1, tier 2, tier 1 still kind of learned how to buy things online. They're okay to take those risks. Whether it's whatever age people, they are exploring that part. And then there's a point come about Gen Z versus millennials. Of course, there's a big shift in terms of their mindset, the way they shop, the way they think, the way they expect the stuff.
What's the difference?
So when I'm designing for Gen Zs, I'll make sure that I'll not focus a lot on the copy in terms of making very detailed one. I'll focus more on maybe make it more visual, have more of videos, make sure that even the reviews are more of videos, not just the pictures or not just the written reviews or something of that sort, because they are the people who are more inclined toward the visual part. So I'll focus on that. I'll make the copy very crisp. They're smart people because they have grown up in this industry where technology is at the peak. So if I'm going to play with any kind of gestures, I can play with Gen Zs, but I'll be scared a little bit if I'm going to play for tier 2 folks or any millennials or little highly aged people. But for Gen Zs, I can go all in. So that's what the stuff I'll change when I'm designing for Gen Z versus when I'm doing for millennials. I'll have a little different approach. Like millennials will have some favorite brands. Gen Z does not care about the brands. Whatever brands they find, they are all what they want is trends. They are okay with, if I'm looking for this trend, whatever brand it is, I'm okay with that.
What about pricing? What do you think? What do you think about the price sensitivity that Gen Zs have versus, let's say, millennials for now?
I think Gen Zs are trendy. At the same time, they are very price sensitive. They are the value seekers people. They will figure out coupons somehow. They would have been making a rule that I'll not check out this particular product if I'm not getting a particular coupon or something. So they are price sensitive, and that is why I'm saying they are not the people who are looking for a particular brand. They are not brand lovers at all. They are completely okay to try new brands. Think of Gen Zs going to colleges every day, right? They want to have t-shirts, new t-shirt every day. So maybe for them 300 rupees, 400 rupees t-shirt is good. And it's a good price for them and they feel proud about this. Fine, what's wrong in this? Why do I need to have a Zara t-shirt of 3000 rupees? I don't want to have that. I don't want to spend my complete month's money, pocket money into one t-shirt only. I would want to buy maybe 4 so that I can flaunt different one differently. So they are price sensitive very much, a lot compared to millennials. And this also changes at go to tier 1 versus tier 2. If you go to tier 2 and then Gen Z, then maybe that number goes way more smaller compared to tier 1 Gen Z. Little more, they can still be more trendy. They are kind of experimenting more than others, and they're a little bit higher in terms of price sensitivity. But I would say compared to millennials, if I compare, of course, Gen Zs are more price sensitive in terms of buying fast. This is also about the value they have in mind. They have in mind that, hey, t-shirts should be of 300, 400 rupees. It's not that because I don't have money. That is also the reason for few. But I think the bigger point of view is that they believe that this should be the value for this kind of product. They're okay to spend good money for shoes. They're okay to spend good money for maybe denims. Why? Because they'll say, I'll buy a denim and I'll use the denim for maybe for 2 years. But the t-shirts, tops are the stuff that I'll be using once, twice, or maybe little lesser.
How are you currently catering to the needs of, let's say, these two personas, Gen Zs and millennials on the Myntra app?
Kind of when I say when I designed forward is primarily for the Gen Z folks or the people who are very price sensitive. They want trendy clothes in the trend in this price money primarily. That's what it is.
What is
forward.
this price money we are talking about? Let's try to understand with an example. What is the price range at which Gen Zs are more comfortable versus millennials?
So really, when you look at the forward, our promise is that everything under 999 is forward. That's what you will see.
Okay,
even
everything
in a
under
forward,
999.
Yeah, inside our all the forward communication also you'll see everything under 999 is what is forward look like. Trendy clothes under 999. That is what forward is all about. But when you go millennials, of course you go haywire, and a lot of time even the forward folks also will go to main Myntra because all the Gen Zs are not like this. A lot of Gen Zs who are rich as well, who are willing to explore Zara and H&M and a lot of bigger brands, and they are okay to buy expensive stuff as well. But that's a chunk is very small for sure, and the bigger chunk is there who is going to forward to buy this.
Okay, got it. So changing gears, I wanted to talk about this particular new feature that you have released on Myntra, and I found it very fascinating actually. I'm a big Myntra user, by the way. So I noticed this new feature called GlamStream, and I think it's a video shopping experience. So I see tons of creators talking about the products that they are wearing, and people can buy anything that they buy, like anything that they like. So I wanted to know what was the core insight behind launching this.
I tell you the origin of this feature was when we do a lot of research and all what we get to know, people do come to Myntra when they have decided they want to buy what particular kind of product. I want to buy this blue shirt, let's go to Myntra. I want this blue shirt in linen, let's type blue linen shirt and then I'll go ahead. This is how it's happening. But should I buy a blue linen shirt? Should I buy a cotton black shirt or what? That research was being done somewhere else.
Okay.
That all research were done somewhere else. And what was that place? And that was Instagram, Pinterest, and few more places. So what's happening? Users are going to other platform for the inspiration. When they decided what they want to buy, with that point of view, they'll come to Myntra. Okay, now I'm done. I want to buy a red maroon dress. Let's go to Myntra. With the help of this tool, this new feature, we are trying to bridge this gap. Now, GlamStream is kind of a place where people, influencer, creators are kind of sharing what they are buying from Myntra. So if I buy something from Myntra, I'll share something as my feedback or as a creator's content, as a video or as just a picture, and talk about what do I like or dislike about this particular kind of product. And that made me a place where I have big chunk of content coming from everyone. And with this feature, what we made almost everyone a creator. So anyone who shops at Myntra is kind of creator who can join our program, which is Glam Clan.
What is their incentive for this?
Okay, so when I sell, I can get rewarded. So if there's a lot of views on the product, if I have some sale on that product, I get some reward, and that reward is in terms of Myntra cash or Myntra reward, main reward, and that reward you can use to buy.
So more like a commission for every sale that is driven through the content that you created.
That's a different program. That's an affiliate program where you get commission when something is sold. This Glam Clan or this part is primarily more of when your product or reviews are being viewed by a lot of people. If a lot of people have seen your view, they find it useful, then you're getting some reward. These are two different stuff, but kind of little connected.
Let's go through the app right now. I want to understand what do you mean by people finding it useful in this case.
So when I go to app, I see any particular content, and I can.
Yeah. So
So
here.
if you go here, I go to any particular product, I can see that if I like that, if I share this product more, it's all getting captured at how many people have shared this, how many people have liked this, all those kind of
Okay.
stuff, and that gives incentive to you.
So Alok, when it comes to India, quick commerce is everywhere now. Whether it is Blinkit, whether it is Swiggy or Zepto, and it was just a matter of time before it came to fashion also.
Correct.
We got to know apps like Slick, which basically offer I think 30-minute delivery or something like that.
Correct.
But I also noticed Myntra has also gotten into this, and for Myntra at the scale at which they operate, getting into 30 minutes delivery. That was very fascinating, and I wanted to know more about how was the experience of designing that feature. Why did you go about building the feature? How is it going so far?
Myntra entered this world because quick commerce earlier was a kind of a luxury. Now it's no more luxury. It's fundamental. It has become a basics that users have started expecting that when I've ordered something, I'll get in minutes.
The
Some
behavior
particular
change has
minute.
happened
It
already.
has already happened in this part, and grocery has done this already. Earlier, people were used to of keeping 50 kg rice and 20 kg dal at homes and all those stuff. Now, no one does that because they know I don't need to store that at my place at all.
Yeah.
The world has changed completely. My way of thinking, my way of operating, all this stuff has changed. Similar stuff for fashion as well. So, of course, there was no clear-cut need that people need this fashion like this. But again, we are trying to generate that need as well, and we are trying to understand, as I said earlier, that a lot of time users does not know what they need. So when they get to know about that, when they get something on such kind of offer, now they'll, oh, this is interesting. I would need this. I would like to continue like this. It's kind of bet, of course, a big bet, and that's why we launched only in Bangalore when we launched. Of
When
course,
did you launch this feature?
it's been, I think, in November, December last year. We
Okay.
launched only in Bangalore, and the orders started from just 200,000 or something in a day. It has reached to a very good number now. And now we have launched even in the Bangalore. After Bangalore, we have launched in Mumbai, Delhi. We are covering all tier 1 first, then we'll go exponentially and we'll see how it's going to work. But we are getting a very good response from the users. And what I realized that since users are not aware what they're getting now, they are kind of loving it. I think I talk about in terms of UX we were solving was about the address part. If you have been ordering at Myntra for a long time, you have given me address. You have been getting your product at your address for a long time. Now suddenly I'm saying that, hey, I know your address, but can you please pin this to the right location? Same address, but pin to the right location. For now, in the quick commerce world, every minute is counting.
Yeah.
Now, if I don't have the exact dot at the right, exact pin at the right map, my rider might take 5 minutes extra. I don't want to take that risk, so I want you to give me that exact pin.
Okay, so you are saying every time we order using Myntra now, your 30 minutes delivery service, we have to pin the exact location
Not
every single time.
Not every time. One time.
Then?
One
One time.
Exactly. You have to confirm that the address you are saying, this is the right pin. Just confirm me. You are not to just find where to drop and all those stuff. You have to confirm me that this is the right place, so that I am 100% sure that my rider is reaching the right place now. Now, if I ask my user to do this now, they're like, hey, you have been dropping my stuff to this location for years. Now, why do you want me to do all this stuff? This is a big challenge for us. In terms of that, our UX, PM, Dev have discussed a lot of stuff, a lot of flows we discussed, and we planned a better flow.
I'm just showing it to the audience. This is how it looks like. But it says 33 minutes.
Yeah.
The
So it's
service
not-
name is 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Why?
so it's not 30 minutes for all, by the way. It's 30 to 60 minutes, you will say a lot of places. So it's not, and also it depends. Like if you're sitting at, I think we are sitting at HSR, so it's 30 minutes. Maybe if you go very far, maybe a little ahead or something more. But there are places we have been delivering at 15 minutes, 17 minutes as well. That's also the case. So
Okay,
of course,
but the thing is, if you promise 30 minutes and if you deliver in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, people are fine.
Yes.
But if you promise 30 minutes and you deliver in 35 minutes, it's a problem.
That's a problem. Yes,
So
you're
my
right.
question to you is, how do you handle these
No, so you will not see that message that is 30 minutes all the time, by the way.
Okay, are
That
you?
is
So
one.
I always see 30 minutes. I have built a perception that now is
you
30
see.
minutes service.
Okay.
Are you saying it's different on other
For
other
few
phones?
places, yes. For few places, yes. Because you are sitting in HSR, so it's 30 minutes. Sometimes it could be 35 minutes, 40 minutes as well. But we go up to 60 minutes or something. That's what it is. We don't try to reach to a hour wala studio.
Okay.
Into minutes or something. We try and do. And again, it's expanding we are having more stores, more dark store, more other stores, more medium to give you things as soon as possible. It will increase with time.
Okay.
The number of minutes will decrease with time. That's what the plan is.
And what about cards? Like, do you see any difference in card sizes for M now versus the standard Myntra experience?
Yeah, actually yes.
What difference do you notice?
In fact, we were thinking that when we go for quick commerce and people are buying fashion, then the size of cart could be smaller, but it was actually opposite. The size of cart somehow got increased. People who are buying quick commerce, they're buying more than normal world. That's the reality. And assumption what we are having is that maybe because I want to conclude as soon as possible, I'm ordering more stuff so I can conclude immediately in 1 hour, whichever is fine, not fine, and maybe then I can return one of the product. That is one reason. And because of that also, they end up buying more stuff. I bought 3 stuff. I had to keep one, but I end up liking all 3. I kept all 3. So that's
Interesting.
happening. Yeah, that's an interesting one. That's happening.
So, Alok, we have talked about all these features now. Let's talk about AI in design and product. So, I wanted to ask, what's your approach to using AI in the design team currently, and what's working well and what's not working well?
Okay, so very hot topic, of course, AI. These days, everyone want to talk about AI, what's happening in AI, and I can talk about how AI in design primarily. Like everyone, of course, we are also adopting. We have kind of started using AI as well in our design process. Earlier, we were focusing a lot in terms of making a lot of features with AI that consumers can use. That is one part of using AI. That is what PMs, UX, dev can work together to shape a feature for users. That is one way. Now we have started focusing a lot more into how do I use AI to make my team more efficient. So if I was delivering maybe 50 features in a month, can I deliver 75 in a month now with the help of AI?
Okay.
Something of that sort is end goal. And for that, what else we can do? So what we have been trying nowadays, not successfully done everything, but of course, because AI is emerging, we are emerging, trying out a lot of tools every day. So a lot of tools we are trying. We got Cursor, we do try Claude, Figma came with Figma Make. So these are all the tools we have been trying. The moment you have a problem statement or you have a one pager or you have a PRD, discuss with the AI. Why do you want to invest? Why do you want to start things from scratch? Never start a feature from scratch now. Use these tools to get at least 30% done, 40% done. Right now, these tools are not helping you in terms of using your complete design system. If I talk about Myntra or any bigger brand, they have their own very strict guardrails about what do they want. Maybe they are still not there to give you exact, correct measurement, correct design system. But what it can give you as a UX person or as a PM, you interact with the tool, try to understand, hey, this is the problem. What could be the possible solution? Debate, discuss, brainstorm with AI. We have been doing this with Cursor. We have been doing this with Figma Make and all. And we do get good result. And what I have observed or what I've got that is good for 0 to 1 product. It's an awesome tool for brainstorming. You get to know a lot of perspective. If you think in UX world, we were doing a lot of design thinking process, design workshops to brainstorm, come with idea and do all that stuff. That all is not required now. That all can be done by these tools. Do brainstorming with Claude, do brainstorm with Cursor, Figma Make and ChatGPT and all. And then come with 20 ideas, diverge, converge over there only and then choose and then work. And even while working on that, maybe generate your first UI as well there only. You will not be able to use the same UI because you're looking for a different design system and all. But you'll get a good idea about the complete flow, what should be the right information architecture. Why don't you use that? So that is first way to start now. We recommend every designer not to start from scratch now. Start from 30%, 40% after AI has done the stuff.
When I think about product teams at tech companies, these are the 3 primary roles: PMs, engineers, designers. If I have to make a bet, which role will be more critical, whether a designer or a product manager? My bet is product manager. Now I want to understand your view on that.
Okay, so I tell you here, first of all, here you're talking about PM need to know about the user part. That is where I see a big gap in terms of PMs right now. I'll be very honest and blunt here, right? Yes, I see that a lot of PMs have no good clarity about who the users are. They themselves
But that's literally their job.
But that is not happening in the world. If you see, PMs are a lot into their metrics, into their planning, something what has come from the BRD, from the business side. I have to convert that to feature and get some metrics. they forget about users a lot of time. I have a lot of examples around that. I see a lot of users, a lot of PM has been doing that. And then this user part, because this is user part, I see user research is again the kitty of user research is being done by all the user UX designers. So UX design, UX research are doing more of a research. They are owning research. They own the user, primarily qualitative part. They meet the users. They know user better compared to PM in terms of qual part. In terms of quant part, of course, PM have a better metrics understanding, because again, here I see a gap in terms of designers. A designer are still scared to deep dive in terms of data. They feel like this is too much for me. I don't want to design stuff. I want to make beautiful stuff. This is too much of data.
Yeah.
I can do that. I can't do that, right? And that is where I see both of them need to kind of evolve now.
Okay.
A PM need to understand more about the users, get involved more into user research, know the users, talk to users by themselves. That is what I see is missing right now. That is what has to be added. That doesn't mean no one is doing that. I see big gap, large chunk of PMs are not doing this.
Okay, so PMs need to be more user-centric.
Exactly.
If they want to stay relevant.
Correct.
And keep growing in their career, even in the AI first world that we are living in.
That's important.
For designers?
For designers, I see they need to learn more about this data. They need to deep dive in the data. They are scared of data, and sometimes they feel like this is not my job. I was given this task, I have given you, it did not meet the metrics, it's not my job. This is a PM's job. That is where this mindset shift has to be there.
That is why my bet is a PM role will be more important than the designer role, because a PM will learn design user centricity faster than a designer will ever learn data and business.
Why do you say so? I'm not sure about this part. I mean, why do you say?
Because I think the best PMs I have worked with and I have seen in the Airtribe community all seem to have very good user sense.
Yeah.
User empathy, they all do user research. Like I as a founder coming from product background, I still do user research myself. And I think of myself as very user centric, and my entire network of PMs, they are very user centric. So I think the gap that you're talking about is definitely there, but the gap that the PMs had in terms of designing themselves, that gap is being bridged by AI, is what I'm saying. A question of what do you look for when you hire for designers and PMs at Myntra?
Here I look for the people who can learn new tool.
Okay.
Very often new tools are coming. You have to evolve, you have to learn. That's very important part. And one very important part is what I personally feel, you cannot learn swimming on YouTube. So if you're saying that
100%, I didn't learn.
Exactly. It's very much not possible, right? So if you think that you want to learn AI by looking at some videos on YouTube or just attending some conference or listening to someone, sorry, you are not going to do that. You'll have to jump in the water for sure. You have to install Lovable, you have to install Figma Make, you have to install Claude, Cursor, and do yourself, write 100 prompts, fail 20 times, then learn.
Yeah.
That is something you have to practice.
The tinkering mindset.
Exactly. And then you will tell, hey, this is not working. This will work. I need that kind of person who can come with, hey, something new has come. I learned something new today. Let's discuss about this. That is very important. That's why I say hunger is very important. I hate when the designer says that, hey, I am looking for a work-life balance. I am
But designers
afraid
love
of,
that.
Yeah,
Designers
exactly.
love that. I think of all the people I know, designers talk about it the most.
That's why I said previously that when these things are very much exposed on Instagram and YouTube, that anxiety, my space, my work-life balance, and all this stuff, right? Mental health, exactly. Very much become a big words these days. Everyone worries about that. But what I would like to highlight here, if in the initial 5 years of your career, if you're worried about your work-life balance, you are a big problem. You are screwed.
You are not going to make it.
You are not going to make it, because think of that. You are not going to make it, but there are a lot of people who are rubbing their ass off to get there.
Yeah.
So of course they'll be rewarded, right? Why do you think that you'll reach there? Of course you'll reach, you'll not fail, but of course they'll be somewhere else compared to you. When I meet new students, new designers, they come and they talk about, sir, I've heard that in the industry when I entered, a lot of people do design and they will showcase my design in the bigger meeting and they will take my credit. How do I handle that?
भाई पहले जॉब ले ले.
I'll say, भाई चूजे पहले अंडे से बाहर तो आओ पहले तुम. ऐसे डिजाइन तो बनाओ कि लोग तुम्हारा डिजाइन चुराना चाहे.
Thank you so much, Alok, for coming to the pod. It was wonderful speaking with you. I think our audience will have tons of insights from this conversation.
Thank you so much for having me.